The Las Vegas Raiders have welcomed a new face to their coaching staff in the form of the new offensive coordinator, Luke Getsy. Luke Getsy recently served as the offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears in the 2023 and the 2022 NFL season. Before he landed the offensive coordinator position there, he was the quarterback coach in Green Bay from 2019 to 2021. Before that, he was the offensive coordinator at Mississippi State in 2018. And before that, he was with the Green Bay Packers under Mike McCarthy in 2014 to 2017, being the wide receivers coach and offensive quality control position. But there's no doubt that this move was surprising to most people. I didn't really expect it. It looks like Cliff Kingsbury was our first option, but the Raiders ended up going in a different direction, and I definitely in this video wanted to dive into the background of Luke Getsy and explore the coaching philosophy that he will very likely bring to the Raiders. Because I've seen a lot of people say that he was previously under Green Bay, under Matt LaFleur. I had a feeling he's going to be under the Kyle Shanahan tree, being with LaFleur. But after looking into it, that is not the case. And to understand the philosophy that he brings to the table, we're going to have to go early into his career. Because before he got hired in the NFL, Luke Getsy's coaching roots trace back to his college days. And to understand his background, we're going to have to go back to his college days back at the University of Akron. At that time, Joe Moorhead, offensive coordinator at Akron during Getsy's time as a college player, played a pivotal role in shaping Luke Getsy's early career in coaching. Moorhead convinced Getsy to transfer to Akron in 2005, where Getsy not only played for Moorhead but also began his coaching career as an assistant under him. So that really just going to jump to understanding the coaching philosophy of Joe Moorhead, who has a huge influence on him. And Joe Moorhead has a coaching track record that spans nearly a quarter century, and he's just known for his offensive prowess. He's been the play caller for 5 different college programs that secured conference championships. He was with the University of Oregon in 2020, and he had a stint with Penn State as well, where that offense was very successful. Now, throughout his coaching career, he has employed an interesting offensive strategy. Moorhead's offense typically utilizes 3 different personnel packages: 12 personnel, which is 1 running back, 2 tight ends; 20 personnel, 2 running backs, 0 tight ends; and 11 personnel, 1 running back, 1 tight end. And interestingly enough, the 11 personnel package is the most frequently used by far in his offense, which hovered around a 90% rate of usage. And if you look at the Chicago Bears offense the last 2 seasons as well, you will see they ran a lot of 11 personnel as well. And Moorhead's strategic use of 11 personnel just helps bring unpredictability to the offense. By using multiple different formations without substituting players, the defense is left guessing, helping the offense's flexibility and the ability to adapt. Now, this approach aligns with Getsy's coaching background and suggests that the Raiders under Getsy will likely heavily favor the shotgun formation and these type of personnel packages, specifically the 11 personnel. And something to keep in mind with Luke Getsy's journey back to Green Bay is, despite his initial ties to the Green Bay Packers under the influence of Mike McCarthy, Getsy found himself leaving Green Bay to Mississippi State in 2018 to work with Joe Moorhead when McCarthy left Green Bay. And at that time, that was when Matt LaFleur took over as the head coach in Green Bay. And at that time, Getsy was not retained by the Green Bay Packers. However, after a year without him, star players like Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams both vouched for Getsy's return, and Matt LaFleur definitely recognized this and brought Getsy back to the team, and they just welcomed him back into the fold. This is something definitely interesting to consider because we do have Davante Adams on this roster, and if he lobbied for him to come back in Green Bay back then, maybe he had a huge influence in the decision making here. Something to definitely keep in mind. Davante Adams maybe thinks very highly of him, and that ultimately maybe made him one of the top targets at the offensive coordinator position, even though I still insist he most definitely was not the first choice for us. One thing in this video, I did want to show a couple plays I noticed while watching some tape of the Chicago Bears offense. Let's take a look here. This one is against Washington in the 2023 season. Right here on the first play, you can see that 11 personnel package I was talking about earlier. And here they're going to take a deep shot down the field. DJ Moore here at the bottom of your screen is able to beat his man, faking that he's going to go to the inside, and they're able to beat him over the top for a huge gain. On the next play we're going to analyze is going to be a run play. This one's a very interesting run play. I like the overall design of this run. 11 personnel once again. And you're going to see a creative design to get Justin Fields on the move here. The guard here is going to pull alongside with the tight end, and the tight end here sells the fake, which makes it look like they're going to run some type of zone read to the running back, and Cole Kmet does a great job selling the fake. And then you've got the wide receivers on the back side involved in the run blocking with the tight end as the lead blocker for a very solid gain. I definitely like the creativity right here, even though the Raiders currently do not have a quarterback who could run this type of play, but that doesn't mean they won't target a quarterback with these type of traits in the draft. Once again, the Bears are going to go deep with 3 wide receivers involved down the field, and this was a well executed play, good drawn up play, and a good executions by the wideouts. The wide receiver gets wide open for what should have been a huge gain, but Justin Fields just misses the throw. The pass is off target, which led to the incompletion, and just a huge missed opportunity. So we definitely got to keep this into consideration when you look at the underwhelming offense of the Bears. Justin Fields is still a quarterback that has a lot of question marks and who still hasn't lived up to his potential. On this play, they motioned out the running back here, empty set, and one thing I did notice a lot watching the Bears offense last season was that they ran a lot of screen passes, just like you see in this one. But this one was a very good gain. I mean, anytime you can get a first down off a screen pass, that's a win for any offense. Now, same drive here, and you're going to see another screen pass, but this time they line up under center, motion the tight end. They're going to sell the play action with the tight end selling the block, and then he releases for the screen pass. Not a terrible play call and design, but the defense was clearly prepared for this and was able to sniff out the play for a minimal gain. I'm not a huge fan of running multiple different screen plays in one drive, but that's just my preference. It's not necessarily a good or bad play. You just have to have the right mismatch for it to be executed properly, and they weren't able to do that here. Nice little effective quarterback read option, a solid gain on first down. I think it's worth noting in Chicago the last 2 seasons, they've had the top rushing offense of the league, but a big part of that was the dual threat ability of Justin Fields. So I wonder if this makes us target a similar type of quarterback this year that can run these type of plays. Another creative design quarterback run play call by Getsy. Justin Fields looks as though he's going to sell a quick option route to the right, and then they got the pulling guard and the tackle to open up the hole for a big run block. Also, notice how the pre-snap motion by the wide receiver to that side, it just helps kind of sell this play, makes those linebackers have to look over to that side just for a split second, and then boom, the Bears counter to the opposite side for a nice gain. 2022 season right here, and then on the first play, this was just a good play design. They motion the wide receiver, which indicates that they're gonna very likely see man-to-man coverage after the defensive back follows him. Play action pass right here, and the wide receiver does a great job selling that vertical route, and the safety gives them a lot of cushion, and they hit him for a nice little first down to start this drive. Another creative run play, once again wide receiver motion, and they are ultimately gonna get him involved in the end around off the play action. I can definitely see us using a speedster like Trey Tucker and similar type of plays like this. So when it comes to what I saw on film, now to be fair, I only got to watch about 2.5 games of film, but what I've seen from the 2.5 games is I see a lot of shotgun, a lot of 11 personnel. Almost every play they're motion a wide receiver or a tight end. The passing game didn't really show me anything that wowed me, to be honest with you. It seemed pretty basic. At times I definitely did see some vanilla play calling, but I was kind of interested with the run designs that he drawed up. And then if you just look at the Joe Moorhead offense, I mean, he gets pretty creative when it comes to run plays, to the RPOs, things of that nature. So that's definitely something I can see him bringing to the silver and black. And Antonio Pierce could have made it clear that he wants to emphasize running the football effectively, and that's great because there's nothing wrong with running the football. It's a necessity to running any NFL offense, but the one thing I am concerned is the passing game. It needs to be much better than what it was in Chicago. They ranked towards the bottom of the league when it came to this category. And And overall, just looking at this offense, it seemed to be kind of tailor-made for a dual threat style quarterback like they had in Justin Fields. The Raiders currently do not have a quarterback like this, so it's interesting to see how they'll move at the quarterback position this year. Will they adjust to fit Aiden O'Connell's strengths, or will they go the veteran free agent route, or will they draft the quarterback this year? I mean, in my opinion, there's not a lot of good veteran options out there, and even fewer ones that can be legit threats using their legs. I definitely don't see a Justin Fields reunion here, as everything seems to indicate that they didn't see eye to eye. A lot of the disconnect between Bears fans and then even Justin Fields at times took some shots when it came to the offensive performance. Is a lot of people were saying that they weren't very happy how Getsy wasn't really playing to Justin Fields' strengths. It seems like in some games he really wanted him to be a pocket passer, and that's not really the skill sets that Justin Fields has. Now, in defense to Luke Getsy, I mean, Justin Fields has also been a quarterback that hasn't stayed healthy, and it seems like that definitely played a factor in his play calling. He didn't want him to continue to get injured, and to be fair, when it comes to Justin Fields, his ability to read defenses and be a consistent throw over the football is very questionable. But just based on what I've seen from his offense and just his overall background, I'm expecting we draft a quarterback this year, and hopefully we can continue the successful dominant ground game they had in Chicago. A big part of that was a quarterback design run, so this is why I think we will target one of these quarterbacks this year in the draft. Overall, his offense in Chicago wasn't anything crazy in my opinion. He's had some interesting plays here and there, especially when it comes to run designs, but the passing game wasn't anything special that I saw. At times he was definitely predictable when it comes to throwing screen passes, and obviously it doesn't help the fact that Justin Fields hasn't lived up to his potential, and the offense has a lot of holes. But just going off of his success in the last 2 years with the Bears, this is something I definitely have to criticize. Their offense did not do good, but maybe here in Vegas he can expand his playbook, as I do think we have better weapons here. Hopefully we can address the offensive line. That should help the run game, and this could lead to him having more success over here, especially if they can hit on the quarterback spot this season, which is the most crucial part of this offseason in my opinion. But if they can't find that answer at the quarterback position, it could be a very long season for us on the offensive side of the football. I mean, looking back at this, I can see why he was a legit candidate for the offensive coordinator position after doing a little bit more research on his background and philosophy as a coach, but only time will tell if this was the right move or not. If you solely base it off his success as an offensive coordinator in the NFL, then you can't be too excited. But if you think Justin Fields and the talent on that offense with Chicago was the biggest issue, then you can make a case for him having success over here with the Raiders. But a huge caveat will be who will be the quarterback running this offense in my opinion. But as the Raiders take on a new era with Luke Getsy as their offensive coordinator, fans can hopefully anticipate an offense influenced by the coaching philosophy of Joe Moorhead. The Raiders can hopefully look for an innovative offensive approach, heavily favoring shotgun, 11 personnel with some high tempo, and mixed in with a quick passing game, screens, and RPO concepts, which are all associated with the Joe Moorhead coaching scheme. But Raider Nation, that's an overall background of Luke Getsy and his offensive philosophy. I definitely want to get your guys' feedback in the comment section down below. Does this change what you guys think of him as offensive coordinator? Do you guys think it was the right move? Let me know in the comment section down below. But with that being said, Raider Nation, that is all for you guys in today's video. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next one.